Hello darts fans, welcome to the video. We just saw the Bahrain Darts Masters, which was probably more entertaining than anyone really expected it to be. We saw Luke Littler win his first senior PDC title in a night where he also hit a 9-darter and hit a 170 finish. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the big stories you might have missed from the event, as well as all the big breaking news from the past week in darts. Let's get straight into it. Now of course, Luke's tournament win, 9-darter and 170 finish got lots of media attention, but it wasn't just that. Even for his first round game, there was a live blog on the front page, even at the top story of the BBC Sport website. Now I don't think we've ever seen something of this scale for a World Series event, let alone just any of the other TV events. I think the only time we see a live blog on the BBC Sport website for darts is for maybe the World Championship final. To see one for the first round of what's probably one of the most irrelevant TV events of the year, the Bahrain Masters, is just crazy. We're going to see this media attention carry on for the rest of the year. The attention around Luke is so great that him and his girlfriend are being tipped to become big reality TV stars, with cameras being spotted following them around over recent days. A TV brand and culture expert told The Sun that Luke has all the makings of a next big TV star, with a fly-on-the-wall documentary that could rival that of the Furies and others. Whilst the huge attention in Luke is great for the sport, it obviously places a lot of pressure on him. He addressed all this increased attention in a tweet this week, stating that he was not ignorant in any way, as significant changes in his life meant that he could no longer respond to every message that he gets. He said that he's a young kid living his dream and hoping to inspire many others. It's sad that Luke felt the need to have to release a tweet like that, as I think he's handled himself very well with both the media and fans. He'll now also be getting additional help with PR and digital from communication specialist Soapbox London, who announced their signing of him this week. Going back to darts, we've seen Littler have to change his points ahead of the event in Bahrain. The points which he used during his run at the World Championship are shown on the left. They have a bit of grip on them, and I think they were the target Storm Nanos. The ones he used in Bahrain, shown on the right, were a lot smoother. Luke was likely forced to make that change due to the introduction of a new PDC rule ahead of the event, which states that the tournament director can prohibit the use of points which they deem to cause undue damage to the board. However, it clearly didn't affect Luke too much, as he didn't have too many bounce outs and he performed brilliantly and won the tournament on his World Series debut. Another player we saw make their World Series debut at the tournament was Bahraini qualifier Hassan Haji. Nobody expected much of him, as in the qualifier he averaged below 60 and he also averaged below 60 in 3 of the 4 Asian Tour games he played just a few days before the start of the World Series event. Therefore, nobody gave him a hope of winning a game against one of the PDC Premier League 8. Despite that, in a pre-game interview with Pim Hubbard, he said that he wanted to draw either Peter Wright or Nathan Aspinall, as they had bad World Championships, which he felt could give him a chance. Unfortunately for Hassan, he didn't get the easy draw he wanted, he instead was drawn against Michael van Gerwen. Ahead of his game against MVG, Haji walked on to Eye of the Tiger, the famous walk-on song of MVG's fellow Dutchman, Raymond van Barneveld. And you've all probably seen what happened. Hassan played with probably the strangest stance we've seen on a stage in PDC history. His throw wasn't much better either, with Wayne Mardle saying that it made his head hurt. And well, we saw what happened. He averaged 46 points less than MVG, ended up losing 6-0, and set the lowest average in World Series history, breaking Scott McKenzie's 8-year record. The other Bahrain qualifier, Abdullah Saeed, did play slightly better. He managed to hit a 180, but still averaged sub 70 in a 6-0 loss against world champion Luke Humphries. Before Hassan Haji played, Abdullah's average was in the top 10 lowest in the history of the World Series. Saeed managed to follow up his 180 by hitting a 9, that's a 9 scored, then a 125, and then just 15. What a crazy leg of darts that was. Those two whitewash results mean that in the 2 years of the Bahrain Masters being held so far, Bahraini players have only managed to win one leg between them, and that was from the man, the myth, the legend, Abdul Nasser Yusuf. Joking aside, it's a shame to see such poor performances on the World Series stage, which is meant to promote the growth of darts around the world in emerging markets. Whilst it would make the PDC a lot less money, it would be much better for them to host a World Series event in Japan or the Philippines. The crowd at the event was decent on the Friday night, but terrible on the Thursday. That Thursday session saw the other 6 non-Bahraini Asian qualifiers appear, and I think they all put on a pretty good account of themselves, particularly Goto and Rivera and Nebreda, who missed 2 match darts to beat Michael Smith. The Asian Tour is clearly doing a great job, and I agree with Ross Bray when he says that over the coming years we're going to see a lot of talent emerging from the region on the big stages. However, as the betting was predicted, all 8 PDC representatives managed to win. Whilst uneven first round ties are always going to appear in the first round of World Series events, as they're about development, it's a shame to see that the lowest odds you can get on one of the Asian representatives to win in the first round of the Bahrain event was 4.0. They weren't even offering the regular markets on the games involving Humphries and Van Goghen against the Bahrain qualifiers. In the first round, we saw Reynaldo Rivera improve massively from his performance at Ali Pali to put in a decent game in a loss against Gerwyn Price. Ahead of the game against Price, Rivera was practicing on stage whilst Gezi was unpacking his darts, and the Filipino went to throw 2 visits back to back before the Welshman had his first. This is not allowed, and referee Kirk Bevins had to get involved and prevent Rivera from throwing. That is due to DRA Rule 6.14.1, which states that players are only allowed to throw a specified number of practice darts, which for TV games is always 9. Turning away from the World Series, this week we also got the brand new Order of Merit rules for the new season, which lock in the changes to the Euro Tour, where the top 16s from both the main and Pro Tour Order of Merits qualify for each event. That, alongside the fact that players who get in through the top 16 on the main Order of Merit get their prize money on their rankings for a first round loss, have proven to be very controversial. We've now seen various tour card holders speak out about the changes, including Barry Van Peer, who on the Double Top podcast stated that the changes are devastating for players coming in at the bottom of the rankings, like himself. He also said that the events would become monotonous with a lot of the same players in all of them. With the way the PDC is going at the moment, that similar player issue could be a big problem in upcoming events. We already saw in the Bahrain Masters that the quarter-final lineup was the same as what we're going to see in all the Premier League events. It will also be those same 8 Premier League players at the upcoming World Series event in the Netherlands. Whilst it's important to have the big draws to sell out arenas for these unranked events, I would have liked to see players who missed out on the Premier League, like Dobie or Colin, given a chance to perform in front of big crowds before the busy Premier League gets underway. I'm going to end this episode by giving the final word to none other than Littler, as he really deserves it. A lot of attention has been given to his 9 darter, but I want to just give a quick focus on the 350 he took out in 6 darts with 180, 170. We've got some Pro Tour stats from Wikipedia here, and whilst they're almost 4 years old, it's crazy to think that in the 70,000 legs he looked at here, the 350 wasn't taken out in 6 darts once. I mean, it's not harder than a 9 darter, but it can't be that far off. To hit a 9 darter and take out 350 in 6 on the same night, as well as winning his first senior PDC title, is just crazy. Let me know in the comment section down below how many more senior titles do you think Luke will win this year. Thanks for watching this new style of video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't ever miss a new upload.